What's up, guys? AI took my job as a marketer, and honestly, for a second there, it did suck. I was a little like, well, damn, what do I do? But if you can apply your entrepreneurial brain to your tech skills, you're gonna be deadly. And let me just explain to you why I'm even saying this or going online with this is because recently AI has just really taken a turn here. It's going to be in your phones. And what that means is, as for everyone feeling like Iron Man or Batman, let's just say everyone dreamed of having that little talking feature in their suit, right? Or whatever. And you could talk to it and it will help you. It will do what you needed to do so you could focus on whatever Iron Man does that the AI or robot can't do, right? So, give or take, that's what's happening now. Okay? I'm genuinely sitting here watching Apple change the name of artificial intelligence to Apple intelligence. And that's just that should just go to show that everyone in this world will have the access and knowledge that marketers used to provide their business, right? If you were a marketer, and that's a broad term. There's so many different levels of marketing. There's social media, there's content creation, there's the web design, there's the strategy, there's regardless, there's every level to marketing can now be done by an AI. And the fact that our ideologies as marketers used to be built on just like secrecy, almost like lawyers or any industry that's a service provider. You learn something so well and you practice it over and over and over again and was able to get hours of repetition to essentially become a professional at that service, and you charge people for it. And that's the thing where the world's changing now, and I'm going to explain to you how AI took my job, but it gave me another one. And I'm not like soaking in it. I'm not upset because at the same time, it's doing the daunting task that I used to have to do. And yes, those were the reasons why I was able to charge high ticket value and price tags, because it's like, hey, it's a lot of manual labor here. I'm going to spend hours of my time doing this work because I'm the only one that can do it, right? And I'm the only one that can do it. So that was an advantage that marketers had. So here's my story, and I just want to essentially introduce myself on this scene as someone who's trying to just, I honestly, I don't know. I'm a father, I'm a husband, and at the same time, AI has just really allowed me to spend more time with my family. So that like element of rat race, and I don't know, I'm missing that drive right now, and hopefully I'll get it back. But I'm starting a new company, and essentially the solution that this company brings is great. But here we go. So right before COVID, in like 2018, 2019, I was just 20, 21 years old around then, and I was starting to offer web design and like not even SEO, just web design. And it started as just being an assistant in an office, and I was creating websites for everybody. And then the pandemic hit, and I essentially was given more time to perfect that craft where I'm inside the house, I'm falling in love with this passion of web designing, and I'm getting better at it. So now I'm actually designing beautiful websites. But during the pandemic, you had businesses holding back on their desires to start something new or build a website as if that was going to help the business. And they're like, hey, we need traffic. Like, everyone's at home. We need people looking on our website so they can still call us during this pandemic or visit us or whatever. So what I started to pick up very quickly was SEO, a daunting, nerdy world in this tech industry, sadly. And SEO was honestly the worst. It was like what no one wanted to learn, but if you did, you became immortal almost as a web, or not even as a web designer, but as a marketer, because you knew exactly what people were searching for, and that helped your marketing effort. So it was almost like having an open book test on every marketing situation. So when you went to a future client, it was that easy. It was easy to just persuade them, And man, I'm talking about, it was a window between offering web design and SEO services together. I'm having 20K months. I'm doing it to where it is, I am in it. I had enough. I saw enough. I made enough to say this is my career and I'm going to work for myself. Okay? But at the same time, these tools and these like websites that I use, platforms that I use to offer these services, I was paying SEMrush $250, almost $300 a month for their services to be able to see these keywords, right? And then I was paying other tools, or not even tools yet, but freelancers. I was finding freelancers and working my way from, in the beginning, $60 blogs, and then negotiating on Upwork all the way down to $20 blogs. And and then it came with time and working with people overseas, and it was just, honestly, it was the way. So honestly, I didn't know anything better, but at the time, I'm like, you know what? I wish I could just tell a robot to write this blog. And in my head, I'm saying these things, and it's like, as a marketing director or project manager, and then also someone that's doing the service, right? I'm sitting there and I have to do the work, and I need to find other people to help me do the work. So that was just like, it started to become a pain. And then at the same time, that forced me to want to learn what I was paying people to do anyway. So then I at the time, it was like, oh, the trick was paraphrasing, okay? And I'm talking about, you would go to a blog on the other like client's website, okay, and you would essentially just take their blog, paraphrase it, and plug in your name and your brand or tone of voice within that paraphrase version. But that saved me money from paying freelancers to write the blog. So I started doing that, and it started to get better, okay? And then that led to this service called Jasper. And even at the time, it was called, it was Jasper.ai, and then now it's called Jarvis, I believe, or whatever. But I found that, and then now that was like the first AI tool I got introduced to. This thing is writing all the blogs for me in a click of a button, okay? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, here we go. And I'm now, as a marketer, my SEO came, and web design came with content creation. I cut out everybody. Now I'm a one-man army, right? And I'm still making the money. I'm still doing good. And at the same time, it's one of those situations where you think you figured it out and you have this secret, so you kind of want to tell. So I told a couple of my buddies. I told a buddy of mine who's a writer. I'm like, hey man, try this out. And it was the writer's strike, okay? And it was almost like, I was glad I introduced it to him in the beginning, because at least he knew there was some type of heads up, maybe, hopefully, right? And regardless of that, AI, I also gatekept it from people. I tried to not tell everyone I knew about it, because you know what, man? Like, if you tell everybody what you do, then everybody would believe what you do is not worth it as that much. And that's what my wife kept telling me, to be honest. My wife kept telling me that. And she's like, hey, if you keep telling people how easy it is, and I just couldn't stop sharing the information, man. I couldn't hold it back far as like, oh my God, can you believe my work is getting this much easier because of this? It was so cool to tell people this. And I didn't tell everyone, but the people I did tell, I just like, I really wanted them to use it and figure it out. But it was also just, it's so boring, man. I mean, it's like, oh, artificial intelligence. You get what I'm saying? And Apple just created a whole new wave by calling it Apple Intelligence. You get what I'm saying? Like, they've euphanized it. So with that, I didn't really like understand that this was about to really just take my job too. Okay. And I started to see a switch in how business was going for me, because social media was like listen to people's phones, right? You know that. And whatever you talk about the most. So if I'm talking about this stuff to my clients, let's say web design or SEO, or let's just say you are searching for web design and SEO as a service provider, like you need it. So you search for it and you found these ads, and it's from Webflow and Squarespace and Shopify and all these other people saying, hey, build your website for free or build your website for $1. And now you have people looking at this before they reach out to you. So it's like, I started to get a lot more redesign website projects. Hey, we tried to build our website. Can you redesign it? And then, that's when I finally got to upsell them on the SEO stuff. Like, hey, your website's going to look good, but this is how you also get more traffic. So it was like, it just started to switch. And then people just started to start to get emails. Hey, your website's doing this and that. We can do your SEO for $1, okay, or $100 a month. Like, it's crazy far as like how much information. If you're doing good SEO, you're gonna have competition reaching out to your clients because they found your website, and everyone swings for the fences here. It's like, imagine they send out 1,000 SEO requests a day and they get one, and that's huge for them in a third world country because it's top dollar for a service here. Okay, so I'm providing this service at 5 to 6 clients per month, and then it started to fade down to like 1 to 2 clients per month, just based on people kind of like not doing business anymore based on these clients. And that wasn't more so because they didn't need the service anymore. It was almost like the market kind of changed too, like far as financially in the world. So all these realities started to kick in, and I just kind of went down the rabbit hole. So I just kind of like had to have this realization with myself, like, look, dude, your job as a service provider is changing, but the dialogue when I have with other business people is solution. Hey, we're doing this to make this better, and we wish we can do this. And I know as an entrepreneur what business owners are going through. So you have to apply some entrepreneur forward thinking here. Like, you really have to think as a solution person. If you want to cut costs to make business better, that's the stuff you have to like think about right here. And that's like, cutting costs was what I was trying to do in the beginning. I was trying to cut labor. I was trying to do this work myself so I can make more money, and AI was helping me do that. But what I'm saying here is like, if you can think the way I think, okay, and that's a lot of people in this world, right? If you can think like that, or if you're a business owner, you should be thinking about, how can I use AI? How can I add it in my business? Right? And that all came to me sitting here as like a light bulb moment while I'm reading an article, and the article was titled "AI is killing these industries, but it's creating opportunity for these other ones." And I saw the opportunity, and my opportunity was creating an AI solution business. Like, I have a client right now, and instead of like, yes, I built their website, yes, I did their SEO. And this is what it took to get into this position. You understand? Like, you to be an AI solutions person or a solutions architect right now, you got to have clients that want and understand the benefits of AI. Like, if you're on the business side of it, where you're sitting out sales pitch and trying to convince people, yeah, it's a little like, that's hit or miss, because that comes with convincing, and that's just life. That's sales. But if you have your canvas to work on here, which I do, luckily, thank God, is I'm able to try out new solutions. And one was right away was customer profiles, right? We got 4 years of data, and I'm talking about, this is a multi-million-dollar a monthly store, okay? 2 million, 3 million at one point type of store. So there's years of data here. That's all in ugly Excel spreadsheets. So that's obviously what you think when it comes to data. It's just black and white text and numbers, and who cares? Because if it's not visually being presented to you in like an insightful form, which third-party tools do, right? But that's the sacrifice these businesses have to make, is upload their information to somebody else, and they bought your information, right? You sold your info, they can market to your people. So, we kind of have it very black and white right now, and that was our problem. And it also created issues where the sales reps don't really know much about the customers. So it was non-existent, and it wasn't one of the top priority things to do, because it wasn't just some achievable solution almost right away. But with the help of AI, I was able to take 4 years of data, run it through, filter it out, and I'm talking about creating my own Python codes. And I've never coded a day in my life. I've never coded. I can read basic HTML because I use a Webflow, and think that I have that, and I can expect on Google, but that's just HTML. I'm talking about, this is now Python, where in terminal, I don't know, dude. It's crazy. It's like the AI gives me this code. I in an instructive form, I run it, and we actually, and when I say we, that's crazy, but me and the AI essentially are figuring this out. I'll screenshot if it worked, I'll screenshot if it didn't, and I'll upload it, and it'll read the error message and then rework it. So I'm going to say we got down to this point where AI does this hard labor that us as humans used to do, and that would take plenty of back and forth. Imagine I had to wait for the actual person doing this to email them, say, hey, it didn't work, them tell me, oh my gosh, and then we're sitting there trying to figure out a solution based on the error report. Like, this is done. That's done. But the fact that I had the knowledge and the understanding of the tech world, I'm applying these AI skills and fixing everything that I used to have to rely on someone else for. Like, that's the point of AI. That's the point I'm trying to get here. You have to use AI to do what you used to rely on someone else, and use that. And if it's not in a monetizing way, the whole world is always, sadly, right now, it's about getting rich quick. And I hate that, dude. I hate that. I'm 27 years old. I'm married, right? So I have a wife. We have 2 children. We have 2 dogs, and we live in California. If you don't think I'm also one of the people suffering from a get rich quick mentality, this isn't like, an angel here. You get what I'm saying? Like, I am also dealing with the same problems that you're dealing with, but the thing is I see the benefit of AI. So if you can too, you need to implement it. And that's why I said I was able to pivot and regain my confidence here lately, is because of AI, should I say. That's all I really have to honestly motivate people with. Like, this isn't one of those situations where you should do so much convincing. If the person does not see the benefit of it themselves, I think genuinely you should just allow them to really just focus on it on their own time. And what happens then is you go for the people that are convinced this is the future. If not even the future, this is now. This is now. And I'm on record saying that, and I genuinely want to just make this a continuous thing that I provide here online, or however I'm going to do it. Like, this is going to be how I do my long form, I guess, speech, should I say. So this is the podcast. This one is titled AI Took My Job. I appreciate you for even listening to this, and I hope you could take from what I said here today and apply it for yourself, and you can reach out to me directly, and let's come up with AI solutions together, and that's why I started this company, New Age Tech Solutions. And my slogan right now is God AI, until another AI or another slogan pops up and makes its way to the company slogan. But other than that, I have on the schedule here a video about the best AI strategies I have so far. So I'm going to tell you about AI strategies that I know that are proven, and they've helped people gain time and better their business. And I'll also break down how AI is taking people's jobs.